Hello, my name is Julie Teray. I live here in Round Rock, Texas, which is one of the metro cities of Austin. I'm a certified professional dog trainer for almost 20 years, actually going on 21 years this coming up year. I was a veterinarian technician for a few years, I would say off and on for about 10, until I discovered that I was actually really good handling dogs, especially the nervous ones, the aggressive ones. I wouldn't necessarily say they were truly aggressive. I would say they were more really super nervous and just didn't want to be there. So with my journey in training dogs, I learned a lot about puppy management, obedience, and we're talking anywhere from AKC all the way up to advanced levels of obedience. I worked with canine units, worked with a little bit of search and rescue, not enough to say that I know a lot about it, but I did hang out in the environment with them for a little bit. Narcotics, explosives, and the apprehension dogs, those are the canine units. The Malinois, Shepherds, a couple of Rottweilers, a lot of labs. Anyways, so my two sons and I live in Round Rock, just out of Austin, and we have trained many dogs over the years. We did the board and train when we lived in just outside of Seattle, Washington, and now we just focus on the private lessons. I do the private lessons at the owners' homes to help take care of their puppies, their juveniles, or the younger pups or the older pups, all the way up to adult dogs. And either it be a dog that they just got or they've had for a while. And there's a lot of elements that do contribute to behavior modification, lack of obedience, and just overall understanding how dogs operate. And what I do is I go in there and I build that gap with communication, helping the owners understand. And I kind of put it as, just because I own a car doesn't mean I'm a mechanic, but I understand the fundamentals of owning a car. I know that it takes gas, oil, tires, steering wheel, knowledge, and skills. However, I'm not a mechanic, so if I need something that needs to be properly fixed, I want to make sure that I have a qualified mechanic working on it. So I truly believe that with dog training, just because we own a dog doesn't mean we know everything about it, and that's where a professional comes from. And being certified means a lot. I mean, if you talk to other trainers, they'll say no, it's more skills. But to get certified, it's not even just a peace of mind for the owners, but it does show the criterias and the credentials that a trainer goes through to prove that they know what they're talking about through these higher end accrediting certification agencies. And there's a lot out there, so it doesn't matter if they're certified, but it also matters who they're certified through, like the CCPDT. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all these acronyms. There's three major ones. Okay, there's also very high profile dog trainers out there that have their own certification schools, which is great. We need those. So that's just a little bit about me. I will be continuing to add to my video library about myself, how I run my business, how I train people and their dogs. I'll be going over the three major criterias when it comes to training a dog. You have your behavior modification, like your jumping, aggression, anxiety, barking, begging, things like that. Then you have your obedience, sit down, stay, heel, come, focus. And every one of those commands have a different tier to it. You have your duration, distance, and distraction. Then there's also the canine enrichment. So canine enrichment I believe is very underlooked when it comes to understanding the mindset of a dog. You have your scent, you have your sight, and you have your sound enrichments, and they all come together. There's also the free play, and then the physical or kinetic exercises that dogs require. Otherwise, they'll drive you nuts. It's just like kids. I compare a lot to dogs, to kids, and I got one listening to me right now. So that is me. I'm not all about bells and whistles and trying to fancy things up. I'm really not into, the bubbles and butterflies and, oh, look at me. I keep it very calm, very collective. I've walked into some dogs' homes that were very, very nervous dogs, and we became best friends just because that's my mentality, is just going in there and doing my job and helping the owners, not going and trying to be the dog's best friend. I let the dog come to me. So anyways, check out my website. There's going to be a continuous amount of information as I build my website, the River City Dog Manners. And just bear with me. If you have any questions, call me, email me. But that's me in a few minutes, just talking about my experience and who I am and how I am. If you have any questions, give me a call, 360-981-3294.